Ahoy there trader, it's Phil Newton. Today we've got 21 stocks that are perfect for swing trading and look amazing to kickstart 2022. So let's go and take a look. First up is the S&P 500. Long, well-established trend. The algo, we've already spoken about this on a separate video, has fired off a brand new entry and we're just tickling a new high. I'm aiming up for 4,900. Pretty soon, so that's looking absolutely cracking. Next up we have Apple. Again, this has already had a brand new trade entry fire off. We've done a separate and short video on this. We've got the algo showing the previous trade. We're buying the dip in a classic trend. Again, I'm looking for a move upwards towards $200, and again we'll see what happens. Next up we have BBWI, Bath and Body Works. We can see the, again, long established trend. You'll see a common theme with me. I am a trend trader. Again, we've got a nice dip below the 50 period moving average. I'm just waiting for it to turn back around. First target's going to be a retest, and then we're looking upwards towards a $100 target. So a nice $30 move potentially on the horizon. Up next is another one of my 6 money making blueprints. This time it's in a consolidation, so we can see that price is meandering sideways just here. Price is at the low end of the consolidation. Nothing new is developing. I've got to be bullish and presume that the same thing that is happening right now, it's in a range, is going to continue, and again targeting the high end of the range. So from $20 all the way up to $26 looks great for me. Jefferies Financials, JEF, is another well-established trend. We've got price dipping. I'm just waiting for price to go back above about $41. Usual targets with trend trading, retest the high and then a projection upwards. This time aiming for about $50 to move higher. MAC is also looking interesting for me. This is a stock that's in a rising channel, so it is actually trending upwards, and it's also contained in this rising channel. I tend to default to calling it a consolidation, even though it is pointing upwards. Price is at the low end of the range. As with the previous stock, I've got to presume it's going to move to the upper end of the range because nothing new is developing, and this ebbing and flowing back and forth often continues for many weeks, months, and sometimes even years. As you might see on a stock like Apple. NVIDIA up next. NVDA, this is again another classic trend trading opportunity. We're buying the dip. The algo's already fired off a brand new entry. First target's going to be $340, and then I'm looking at $375 as a projection of the move upwards. Again, the algo fires these things off for me, so crosses all the T's and dots all the I's. Actually, a little bit higher, actually, $408. My manual estimate, a little bit conservative obviously, but nonetheless the algo is firing off a brand new trade. Technically it's already active, and we should see that move higher as we go into the new year. WCC, again another one that is doing well. We've got price dipping in the context of an uptrend, waiting for price to push above $130, and again we should see a nice move higher. As always with these trend trading opportunities, first targets retest the high, and then we can look for about $175 projection upwards on the trend. ALL, Allstate, is up next. This one is on the bearish side of the ledger, so we've just got a brand new direction. Price is selling off in the context of an early stage downtrend, so I'll be looking to sell the rally in a downtrend, and a move below $110 should secure that entry for me. It's not there yet, so just waiting for that to execute its trigger point. AMD, going to be very similar to NVIDIA, in that we've got, again, a nice trend. It's been an awesome trade this year. Price is retraced down to the 50 period moving average. The algo's fired off a new trade entry already. As always, first target's going to be a retest of the high, and then we can look for a projection upwards. And again, we should see around about the $200 level on AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Next up we have CVX. Again, there's a slight variation. We've got the breakout of this consolidation, a little bit sloppy initially, but nonetheless the algo has finally fired off what is essentially a breakout setup for me, and again visually we can see that that corresponds, and we should be looking at a nice target at the height of the range added to the breakout points. That should give us a nice $20 target, so somewhere upwards of about $140 is where we can expect CVX. Goldman Sachs, in a very similar pattern we can see here. Prices in a consolidation, prices at the low end of that consolidation. We've got to be bullish all the way up to the high of the consolidation until something new happens. Something new would be a breakout, and in this case, because of the move into the consolidation, we could possibly expect a bullish breakout, and that would be certainly above the $420 level. GT, Goodyear, again another solid trending stock. You can see the previous trade entry just there. We've got a brand new algo it's just fired off. We can see the entry just here as price pushes back above the moving averages for trending trade. So first target's going to be a retest of the high at about $24, and then we can look at a projection upwards of about $30. So this should be quite a healthy movement on this stock. Next up, we have IGT, Intel Game Tech. Again, you can probably start to see a theme with these stocks. We've got lovely trending price behavior. This is actually just fired off. A brand new trade entry setup. And again, trending setup. First target's going to be retest to the high. We want to see it sustain a move above that. And where is the algo suggesting that it could get to? Let's just double check. There we go. So we're expecting a move all the way up to $43. Which is in context, in theme with what it's been doing over the last several weeks and months. MRO, another energy sector stock. We can see the breakout here, breakout pullback. The algo's fired off a new entry, just waiting for it to actually get going. Retest at $18 would be first on the dance card. Again, where's the target expected to get to? All the way up to $22.50 would be a fairly reasonable expectation. And the algo is just firing off the entries, the exits, the stops and targets, all there for me. So Netflix. Just a few more to go, folks. Netflix again. We've got that same breakout of the range here, back to trending behavior, and just waiting for it to go back above the $650 level before it actually fires off a new entry. We can see the previous trade there, quite interestingly, small profits, and again, just waiting for it to push high. So it's not no, it's just not today. I'm just keeping an eye on this on my watch list. OLN. Unsurprisingly, you probably can guess the theme here. These are lovely trending stocks that have a historical track record for performing well. And this one's no exception. We've got a buy the dip candidate. You can see the previous trade entry just there. Nice profitable trade. And again, just waiting for it to fire off a brand new trade entry. And a move above $60 should see that new trade entry be highlighted by the algo. For the moment, it's just on the watch list. I think it's not technically fired off a new trade just yet. SLG, again, reality. We can see, again, a lovely consolidation on the chart here. Prices at the low end of the range. We've got a new trade entry, or to be fair, it's already been active a few weeks, just meandering sideways, but prices at the low of the range. Nothing new is developing. We've got to presume that the same thing will continue, and a move up to the high of the range at about $85, and that could be preemptive to a bullish breakout move, which could take us all the way up to the $100 level. That could be quite interesting. SM, just a few more to go. SM Energy, lovely trending stock. We can see the previous trade entry there, and we've got a brand new algo entry, has already fired off its entry right there. As always, retest the highs, the first target, and let's think about where this could get to. All the way up to $50 would be a nice expectation for SM Energy. STX, one of my favorites. It's been a good trending trading stock even. Move into the range. We've got a small-term range, a short-term range even. Trend into the range. Price has already broken out. The algo has already fired off a brand new trade entry. It's just started to get going, and just waiting for that to move to target. Where's the target? Where could it get to? All the way up to $140. That seems fairly reasonable based on its historical price movements. And the last one, WMB, Williams Companies. Again, you should be able to start to see a theme with what I'm doing. The previous trade entry is just there. Price is just coming down to the 200 period moving average. I'd like to see price go back above the 50 period moving average before it fires off a brand new entry. So this is just on the waiting list for the moment, and just waiting for the price to ultimately turn back around. So there's my 21 stocks to take us into 2022. And again, broadly speaking, the market is roaring ahead. It's the 27th of December as I'm recording this. We're just literally looking at new all-time highs on the S&P. That's absolutely wonderful to see. So the Santa rally is in full motion as we're doing this. Usually the Santa rally is the last 5 trading days of the year, and again, it's not disappointing for us. So it's going to be looking like a nice healthy push to a new high. I think the only fly in the ointment is if we look down at volume, we've got this really low volume movements, but given the time of year, it's probably not too unsurprising. Looking back at the previous year, you usually see these low volume movements. It didn't stop it last year, it probably won't stop it this year. So a nice end of year Santa rally could be a nice precursor to the first and second quarters of 2022, and ultimately it's looking very positive. I will post the list of these stocks in the description below. Feel free to leave a comment, and thank you for watching.